So we have been on this ragtag journey towards resilience about a year now, and we figure it's a good time to tell you what's next. And this year is going to be really different. So we have some, we're adjusting based on family needs and stuff and just what's happening in our culture, and want to be able to share that. So the first most exciting thing is that we are expanding. Not in the way that most Americans would think, in the sense of, in America, it's very much like if you are into self-sufficiency or wanting to grow your own food or like live more sustainably, we kind of automatically go towards off-grid, you know, like control, take care of yourself kind of a thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's really not our goal. Our goal is to be, to build a community sufficiency where we're able to supply a lot of our needs in sense of food or skills and stuff, but to where we're also realize that we're dependent on other people as far as relationships, but also for bartering and trade and skills, and also that we are still plugged into infrastructure like everybody else, and we want to be able to make decisions that are more in the context of a lot of people, not just in America, but around the world, that need to live in town or in a city for work, or maybe want to be mindful of how much energy they're using getting to and from work, and not wanting to add to that by living further out of town if they're not able to work remotely or whatever. It's really easy to either want to move out into the country and buy a lot of land and homestead, and then have to deal with other variables of how much energy you want to use commuting and things like that. Or, and then also the size of a house and stuff and how much energy you want to consume that way. But rather than going bigger, we are going to go deeper, right where we're at. And so the opportunity has come up to buy the house right next door to us, so we can expand our garden little by little, and we can fix up another fixer-upper, and with goals of retrofitting it to really fit into a lot of permaculture principles as far as just how we use energy and how we use space and stuff. And our goals are really to provide more food locally for people as well as ourselves and our family, because where we're at, there isn't a lot of farms. There isn't even the largest vendor at our small farmers market is bringing food from Tulsa. And we want to know how our food is grown and what goes into it. And we also want to be able to cut down the supply chain of how things get here and of what we're consuming. And so for the quality that we want and need and value, just worth it to us to grow as much as possible. But we want to also be able to extend that to our neighbors and stuff in this community. And that's what really makes us stronger, especially as things change in the world and stuff happens. We're just really excited to see what we can do with a very small space. Our little lot is 1/13 of an acre, and the lot right next door that we're gonna buy and are showing you is exactly the same. The house footprint's a little bit smaller, and the goal being to fix that up and be able to use it for Airbnb, or when people come and stay with us, to be able to use it for workshops and really make it as efficient as possible, is an exciting thing for us to see what we can do with. So rather than just going bigger for our family, we're trying to go deeper for our community, and hoping to just share those things. So this is the before. We hope you want to see it. So let's go check it out. So this is it. Ta-da! Isn't this the home every American dreams of buying? We have our house right here, which we've done a lot to, believe it or not. We've redone the kitchen and the bathroom, you know, and we love our little house, and we really just didn't want to leave our garden. So we're just expanding it, right? And anybody that like invests in building soil fertility knows what we're talking about. You can't move that with you. So anyways, we're buying this, and we're just so grateful for our neighbor being willing to sell it to us, and we've got a steal, and we're excited to be able to fix it up and see something that would easily be torn down or just left, you know, especially in our community, restored and utilized and stuff. So we're excited. So we're gonna be cutting a lot of the trees, which you'll see, and removing those with a friend that does tree trimming, but we're leaving the magnolia. We'll clean it up. It's just such a great native tree. So many birds and wildlife just love it for habitat. So we wanna keep those things. And then behind it is a mulberry that we love as well. There's like wild grapevines that need to be removed. So a lot of this just stuff is gonna get cut, dug up, removed, and stuff, because we really want to focus on edibles, obviously, native plants and pollinators. This awesome front yard is gonna be no dig beds, like the Charles Dowding method of just no dig market garden beds, so we can grow as much as possible. Being that this is gonna be the first year it's used for that, we're gonna be doing some awesome sweet potato experiments to break up the soil. We're gonna be growing lots of cut flowers because obviously they have needs, but it's not something we're gonna consume, as we want to utilize the land, but we wanna really build up its health. And then we'll be growing a lot of okra and things like that they don't require a lot, and they can handle conditions that are full sun and not the greatest soil. So we wanna really break it up, build it up, and utilize this as really our market garden part. And that's just something we want to build up in our area, is community supported agriculture. So we can give it straight to people that need it, and they can buy it straight from farmers, even yard farmers, and build that relationship when it comes to having healthy food right where we live, as close as possible. So this is gonna be a big spot for that. So again, we have a lot of kind of shrub stuff to get gone. And when it comes to doing the house, that's really gonna be kind of the last thing on our list. And we will be working with local contractors that are really down to earth and that we can be fully involved with. But it's gonna be intense, and to be honest, we don't know what we're getting into, but our goals are to be able to reuse, recycle, preserve as much as we can of the dignity of this house, while also making it really efficient and creative and fun. And my husband has a Finnish background, and so we really want to incorporate a lot of cultural things that we value within this kind of a thing. So it will be an urban farm that people can come and see and experience. But anyway, so all this shrub crazy stuff will be gone. Our neighbor's still moving a lot of stuff out. Okay, so this part is crazy. Basically, the backyard is rewilding itself. There's tons of little saplings coming out of the ground, like the roots are crazy. So we're gonna have to, you'll see, it's gonna be quite the project. People are gonna think we're crazy. Okay. Ooh. So obviously all this stuff will be gone. Okay, do we dare? I don't even know. Can you get in there? But can you see, it's basically a young forest of scrub trees back here. There's a big gum tree that's going to be removed, and we're going to be, of course, all these little things, we'll be working on roots and building up soil back here for a long time. But what our vision is to be able to do, using the marginal spaces and the edge of like the fence line, basically. So think of a rectangle and the long end being back here and cutting that in half, okay? So we want to use the entire fence line is where we're going to be doing a food forest, right? And going pretty far out. So we'll have lots of native, productive, edible plants. layered with, so fruit trees, berry bushes, medicinal herbs, shrubs, just perennials and things like that all along the edge. And we'll have it built up in swells so that we're able to sink and store water. Anyways, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna take a lot of work, but we're excited to have like a really permaculture based food forest in the back. And then what I'm also excited about, because the reality is like kids need places to play. We're taking out the front yard for a market garden. We want to be able to host workshops here, so there's got to be valuable space. So we want to do a micro clover lawn in the middle of that, kind of think of it the inside of a horseshoe, that we can use as that space for hospitality and practice and all those things. So that will be our green mat to enjoy stuff in the middle, and then it will also help feed the food forest around it. And then we'll do some container garden kind of things for a kitchen garden so that our guests are always able to pick some of their own food when they're staying here, and to have different examples of resilience. There's more than one way to garden. There's a lot of different things you can do. Nobody's stuck within one context or climate or even culture. And so we want to demonstrate all the different things you can do in so many different kind of styles and varieties and stuff. And so I know this looks like a mess, but this is the before of a lot of really beautiful things that are going to grow here. Hopefully not just plants, but people too. And we're really excited. So, oh my gosh, we have so much work cut out for us. This is the first of many videos regarding this property that we're going to put together as we go through the process of taking a fixer-upper, pretty much kind of abandoned, I don't know, whatever, just this lost lot in a regular, kind of suburban context, and turning it into a little slice of paradise here. So the next one is probably going to be when we clear all these trees and bushes and stuff, and they'll get mulched, and we'll keep those piles, because soon we're going to be doing a permablitz, and that is a community fueled volunteer time to put in no dig beds. So we'll be doing that in the front. That'll be the next big thing. So beds of compost with pathways of mulch and cardboard underneath to suppress the grass and stuff. And so that will be a huge thing. And there's just gonna be a lot of things that come down the road. And so we're gonna keep those in the same playlist so you can follow along with us and see this progress of like what you can do with really little, and that we don't have to go big to make a big impact. We can actually go deeper where we're at and take little steps towards resilience that can go a lot further in our community than you think. And we hope you join us, but it's gonna be a crazy ride as we deal with all this and keep on utilizing the space we have as well, already established to the maximum. And we're just really excited about it.